Volunteers worked all morning to get these cots ready for people that might have to spend the night here. As you can see here behind me, Wichita Falls City crews are using these pumps to pump water out of the Duncan Channel and into the Wichita River. Now, they're doing this to prevent flooding in that area. There's a lot of homes over here. This was 100% a pilot error, and one of the problems was this pilot actually had never flown into Wichita Falls before and didn't know how things operated. City crews have been working hard out here as well as 53 other locations this past week. Just a few hours ago, people were packing the block surrounding the courthouse after a bomb threat call came in around 8:15 this morning. While the West Nile virus is still serious, I spoke with Health District Director Lou Kreidler today, and she says as people are starting to be outside more in parks like here in Lucy Park and near water, they need to be aware of what is called chikungunya. Here's how it works. Pumps pull treated water out of the River Road wastewater treatment plant. Pumps then divert that treated water, which used to simply be sent downstream, through the water reuse pipeline. That pipeline ends up here at the Cypress Water Treatment Facility, where it's mixed with lake water, treated vigorously once again, and then ends up in your home and is ready to drink. Now, what you're looking at right now, this is where the floodgates are. Now, I want everyone to understand these floodgates are not open right now. We spoke with an engineer who was actually up here when we were coming out here for our live shot at 5, and he was basically telling us when they make that decision to open the floodgates, it has to be at a certain level, and at that point, he said it's basically pointless because the water is already so high already. And it's kind of funny, there was a guy actually out here just a few seconds ago. They're actually still in their truck behind us checking that level to see how high the waters are right now, so they're kind of keeping tabs on it. And if they do open them, that will be later this weekend, I guess. If there is high waters, that may happen. We're not sure, but again, they are not open right now, and just want to make sure everyone knows that. Back to you guys.
Let me see, I got one right here I'm fixing to pull over.
Archer City Police Chief Joe Burton says each day on the job there's always a new challenge, but just as it's done to many industries, he says technology has changed the day-to-day job of police work.
The camera attaches to our glasses. You basically see everything we see from the time we get out of the vehicle and turn them on till we get back in the vehicle and turn them off.
Burton says his department made the decision to purchase body cameras 2 years ago. The choice was between a new dash cam system and the body cameras. He says the problem with the dash cam system is you don't see everything that goes on from the moment the officer steps out of his vehicle and approaches a vehicle that's been pulled over.
The juries or everybody involved can see exactly what's happening in real time from the officer's viewpoint.
Many law enforcement agencies around the country made the decision to purchase body cameras after the riots in Ferguson, Missouri, and across the country following 18-year-old Michael Brown being shot and killed by a police officer. Chief Burton says that incident made him thankful that purchase had already been made for his department. He says it's a tool that can be a real time saver when it comes to an investigation.
Well, most people under a misconception, they watch a lot of these crime shows and they truly believe that we can just go get DNA and it's ready in an hour. Say if I'm running traffic at a stop sign.
Yeah, that one was a hard break.
I'll turn on the video and watch the intersection. Somebody comes through, blows the stop sign, we write them a ticket. First thing they want to do is always say, well, I came to a stop, or I slowed down, or got 100 excuses.
But those excuses can go away when there's video proof, something that makes folks we spoke with feel safer.
It's safer, definitely, for the person in the car and for the police officer.
With all the stuff that's going on, I think they need to protect themselves as much as possible.
And just up the road in Wichita Falls, Police Chief Manuel Borrego says right now he too is looking at investing in body cameras. First, for the motorcycle unit, which already has audio recorders on board.
We're wanting to go to video so that we get a better picture of what's going on out there.
A better picture is exactly the benefit Archer City Chief Burton sees.
It just keeps honest people honest, whether it's on law enforcement or on the public side.
The rainfall caused flooding all over the county, including here on U.S. Highway 81, and it rained so much that it left Old Bowie Lake overflowing, even over the spillway. And the result is this. So much water over at Old Bowie Lake spilled over and came through, washing out this road here at FM 1806. While this is inconvenient for many area residents, forcing them to take a long dirt road detour, it actually saved the lives of one family who lives on the lake.
It was just raining and raining and raining, and we just knew, I said, you know, if we get more like they're saying, that, you know, we're going to flood for sure. It's just, there's no way.
Montague County resident Christopher McCuller says this whole area we're standing in was flooded.
That over there breaking the road where it cut it out, then it wasn't an hour later. You know, we didn't practice sleep all night long. We was watching it, and hour later, you could see where it done receded. It went down.
Saving the house from flooding, but that's not all the family has to celebrate.
You could walk out 100 feet from here before you hit water, before the rain hit.
And that was only a few weeks ago, he says.
And I love to see it full. Everybody, it's been so many years since it's, you know, it's that way everywhere.
And while this area has received all of this much-needed rain, he says that means it's important to be prepared for more of it.
Inside my house right now, I got everything stacked up in there just in case it did flood. I was going to try to save what I could, you know, and we still leaving it that way. We've got more rain headed this way, and you don't know what's going to happen.
Texting and driving has become a habit for many of us. I know I've been guilty of it a few times, but there are many other ways that drivers can easily be distracted while driving, and that's actually one reason why 69th District Representative James Frank actually voted against this bill.
We see it all the time, people using their cell phones while driving. This past week, House Bill 80, a bill proposing a statewide ban on texting and driving, easily passed the Texas House of Representatives, as it did in the last session, but was vetoed by Governor Rick Perry. But it was not unanimous, and among the 39 dissenters was Representative James Frank of Wichita Falls.
Texting while driving and distracted while driving is very dangerous, and it's a problem, and we all need to get better at it.
The bill would allow officers to pull over drivers they suspect are using a wireless device to read, write, or send a text message. The penalty could be up to $99 for the first offense and up to $200 for offenses after that. But Representative Frank says there are some issues with the bill, which is why he voted against it.
The big problem with the bill, it makes texting while driving illegal, but dialing your phone, using your GPS, and even Googling are not outlawed.
He says there are many other ways that drivers get distracted, such as doing makeup, eating, and using GPS on your phone, and he thinks it's too hard to enforce. Many Texomans think the law is needed, but many of them also agree it's not just cell phones that are causing dangerous distractions.
Well, I don't see why there's any need for doing that. I think it's really dangerous, and I've had actually a friend that had a very, very bad accident.
It takes your attention off your driving, and that's what causes accidents.